So welcome to Android Study Jam to one and all everyone present here. Get ready to experience an extraordinary amount of knowledge, interesting one and exciting one to be enjoyed. First question that arrives is what is Android Study Jam? Well, Android Study Jam are community organized groups where we learn Android through a group of community. Have you ever wondered like we once you start the coding and then you be like okay, I don't know what to do now, I am stuck here, I don't know what to do after this. Well, we are here to guide you from the start till the end. Okay, this Android Study Jam starts from today 6th December, and then we will be having it till 25th January. Okay, you have time, ample amount of time to cultivate the knowledge of Android Studio, Kotlin, and all the app creation knowledge you can gain with us. Well, how you are going to start? Well, this is a curriculum which is planned by Google. So Google, along with the creators of Android team, have come up with a solution here to make you learn the Android Studio. Well, it's going to give you a kickstart, a very kickstart, so that you can start not just learn your Android app development, but you can help it grow into a skill, not just a skill, but opportunity for you to make it as a career, so that you can make money out of it, a few bucks out of it. Starting from now, you have two tracks where if you are completely new to the programming, well, we have new to programming track. So here in the new to programming track, we will be teaching from the scratch, like from scratch in the sense we will be starting with variable data types, very basics of a normal programming language. If you have no computer experience in whatsoever, you can go to the new to programming track. And then if you have some prior experience, you can go to prior experience track. In prior experience track, we will be giving you the timelines will be faster when compared to new to programming. I'll be explaining you in detail about what's prior programming, and then what's new to programming role here. Okay, so if you are new to programming, all you need, the prerequisite is a basic computer literacy skill and math skill. That's all you need. And then you need Android Studio to be installed in your computer. That's basic, because we are going to develop Android apps using Android Studio here. Well, when you get into the new to programming track, okay, you will be learning using three phases. In first phase, in the portal, you will be having videos. In the second phase, you will be having a hands-on session. In the third phase, you'll be getting you have to complete a quiz to earn the badges. Okay, so basically to complete this Android Study Jam in the portal, what you have to do is you have to choose a track, as I already told you. So you have to choose a track, either new to programming track or prior to programming experience track. We have what we recommend is do both. That's what we recommend here. So once you get started with the new to programming track, you'll be gaining the few knowledges, few concepts like introduction to Kotlin. You'll be getting the basics, variable data types, functions, classes, etc. And then you'll be creating your first Android app in the Android Studio. Then we'll be teaching you how to create a layout, because you need a text input getting, etc. So coming on to that, we'll be teaching you how to add a button to the app, and then getting an input from the user. And then as usual, we'll be creating a scrollable list, making your app more intensive. So once you are inside this, so let's get into the session. For prior experience track, we'll be directly diving into the Kotlin Conans, where Kotlin Conans is something where you directly have to learn Kotlin on your own, where we'll give you exercises like HackerRank to complete your course, faster, give a kickstart, so that you can do that, and then you can start building your app. You can directly dive into the app building part, okay, instead of wasting more time on programming. If you already know the programming, you don't have to learn it. You can directly dive into the app development part. So here it's same, building an app, creating an interactive app layout, and then here we are adding few more concepts for advanced track, where we'll be using navigation, and then we'll be adding more fragment life cycles and activities to the program, and then we'll be adding the architecture components, databases, and then version control, repository manager. As you create an app, you will be having a number of versions, like you'll be adding more features and features and features. So we'll help you to create a repository, make a version control system, everything we will be teaching you. Everything is on the dashboard. Okay. Then you can, we will be making the final step, we will be helping you to create a design for everyone, that is implementing your app to everyone in the world, creating a best user interface. So as I already said, what you need is a computer with Android Studio installed. Make sure you have a system requirements which has support to Android Studio, and then you need an active internet connection. And then you, optional is, if you have an Android device and USB cable, you can do is you can use that, or else we will be using virtual machine for running your app. We will be teaching you every step of the way. Okay. So first thing you have to do is, I'll give you a link. Okay, you have to go there and register for Android Study Jam. Okay, I'll put the link in the description. I'll put the link on the comment box. Did you guys see the link?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you have, let me present my screen. Yeah. So as you can see, you'll be getting into this link. Okay, where once you have logged in here as a new user, yeah, once you have logged in here as a new user, it will ask you to sign in here. You earned an Android Study Jam participant badge. You can now sign in to claim your badge. Okay, all you have to do is click a sign in. It will ask for your Google account, email account. If you log in here, you will be redirected to this page, where once you have logged in, you can go click the settings here, and then click Google developers profile. And yeah, you will be having all the badges which you are earning by doing this session. You can see everything here. So once you are here as a new participant, you will be getting this badge, Android Study Jam participant badge, where in this participant badge you will be, this is the final Google developers profile you will be having. So once you keep completing the sessions, you'll be getting more and more badges here. Okay, so let me explain. If you are taking new to programming, you need to just go here, start your course, click start your course, and then you need to give explore. Once you are inside it, you'll be having tracks here, Android basics, where you will be learning here introduction to Kotlin, create your first app, basics, layout, app button, etc. You can again go inside this. Yeah, if you see here, you can clearly see a video lecture here, and then you will be having a Colab. Okay, so in Colab, in CodeLab, you will be having a practical session. You will be doing everything practically. If you have a code, you will be giving you a sample code to run it. You can do everything in this CodeLab. So first part is video. Second is you have to complete this CodeLab, and then you have to attempt the quiz. So once you attempt the quiz, you will get a badge. That's how this portal works. Okay, you guys understand? So Yeah, coming to the, if you are new to Kotlin, you don't have to install anything to run your Kotlin. I'll give you the link in the comment box. You can put your code here and run it. You'll get the output here itself directly. It's that's how simple the interface of Kotlin Playground is. For online, if you need to learn just Kotlin, this online compiler will be a very good impression for you. Or else you need to, if you want to do it in offline mode, you have to install IntelliJ, and it's kind of complex process. Let's come to it later. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you the Kotlin Playground link also here. Yeah, so it's your choice. You can have your official mail, or if you want to go with your normal mail ID, it's your choice. You can go with anything. You can create a developer's profile. That's it. Okay. So I hope you would have all went into the link and then collected your first batch. You just have to sign in, and then once you're signed in, you will be claimed in your batch. Once your batch is there, your developer's profile is ready, and then you can start your Kotlin basics course. Yeah, so first unit you will be having Kotlin basics for Android, where you will be learning data types, integer, etc., etc., mutable, immutable, for loop, etc. And then here we have a pathway. As I already told, you'll be taking a quiz at the end of it, and then once you complete the quiz, you'll be earning the batches. That's how it works. So yeah, here in the, if you take the first pathway, you will be having Kotlin programming language, Kotlin Playground, Android Studio. You'll be learning the basics of Android Studio, how to install it, what all the views present in it, how Android emulator works, how to create a user interface, etc. You will learn everything, layouts, views, etc. So today, regarding to the first, today we will be focusing on the beginners, for people who are completely new to programming and who are completely new to Android Studio. We are conducting this session. So in this session, we will be my colleague Abhinavan. He will help you with the basics of Kotlin programming syntax, and then we will help you getting familiarized with the interface of Android Studio. And then at the end of the day, we will be creating a small app, Hello World app. It's just a text and a few buttons or image if you want to add. So just we are going to perform the demo and show you how it works. Rest, yeah. So this is how new to programming track works. So if you have any questions, you can put it up in the comment box. You guys have any doubt regarding the Android Study Jam, like how it works, regarding doubts regarding the portal, etc.? You guys have any doubts? Yeah, like you have to choose a track. You have to choose a track here, and then you have to choose a track in the link, and then you just have to follow through it. You have to complete each track. Once you get the badges, you will have to, we will be rolling out the Google Forms for you to submit the badges. Once you submit it, we will be rolling out the certificates and everything. You just have to click this link. You just have to click this link, log in, and do everything. And then the best part is, we'll be with you in every part of this way. Okay, so this is just a first beginning for our video lecture series on the Android Study Jam. We will be doing more future events regarding this. You, at the meantime, you can start doing the Android portal. We will be getting all the responses at the same time. Yeah, as a beginner, you can start with the first track. Once you get into the link, you just have to go choose the first track and do it. That's all. Yeah. I'll post the link again here in the description chat. Yeah, you can click here and register for it and then start doing it. We have also created a WhatsApp group. We'll be sending the link here. You guys all can join there. If you have any doubts in any of the courses or any doubts, we'll be there to solve it in every step of the way. We are here to help you clear all these. So now that you have understood how the portal works, we will be now moving on to basics of Kotlin. Okay, so now you have understood how the portal works. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to help you understand few concepts before you do the portal. There also you'll be getting the same thing we are saying, but here we just want to give you guys a kickstart. That's all. Okay. So my colleague Abhinavan will start with the basics of Kotlin. Abhinavan, you can start presenting your screen.
Okay, thanks a lot, Krishnan. Okay, so 1 second. Yeah, is it visible, Krishnan?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so good evening, guys. Thanks a lot for joining with us this evening. Tuning with us in this great learning journey. So let me introduce you myself. I'm Abhinavan Roy. I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's from SRM in CSA department. I'm from third year. So so let's start. So like till now you have seen like what is Kotlin, like what is this whole event about, like what you're gonna do, what you're gonna achieve, what are the meaning of badges and all those stuff. So in order to complete this entire event, you need to have the understanding of some tools. By tools I mean, in our event we are going to we are going to teach you about Kotlin first, and the second will be Android Studio. So in Kotlin, I will be teaching you the basics. You don't have to worry. Today we'll be just doing the basics, okay? And for the Android Studio, I will be explaining you, the interface, the UI, the overview of Android Studio. So let's start. Yeah. So today's learning objectives will be, okay. So we'll be learning the essentials of Kotlin programming language, and we will be seeing about Android Studio, the UI, the interface, and all those stuff. Yeah. So okay, guys. So before I go forward with my event, with my talk, I would like to ask you guys one question. So what's your favorite programming language, like, and why you're telling like it's my favorite programming language? Okay, you can comment the answer in the chat section, okay, and I will say it later. Okay, so yeah, and surely tell me, okay, what's your programming language, your favorite programming language? Okay, let's go forward. Yeah, so you are hearing this word, right? Kotlin. Okay, we are going to study about Kotlin. So what is actually Kotlin? So Kotlin is a statically typed programming language. It's totally pragmatic. By pragmatic I mean it focuses on more practical applications, rather than going to theoretical, writing chunks and chunks of code for your application and all the stuff. And in our programming world, we have a term called object oriented and functional programming. Okay, by object oriented I mean your everything, your every chunk of code, your every block of code in your application is going to be converted into an object. Okay, and functional programming features means just maintaining the block of codes, and having separate functions for your activities and all the stuff. So Kotlin combines the powers of these two great topics, and it combines into one single thing. Okay, so that's why it's so fast, it's so reliable. And yeah, so now you guys, you might be having a question like, okay, see, I'm having many languages, like I have Java, I have Python, I have React, I have Dart, I have C++. So why should I move to Kotlin? Why should I change my entire programming background? Why should I change my code base to Kotlin all of a sudden? Okay, so what's the main advantage of it? So let me tell you, buddy. you know okay, consider you're writing an application. Okay, you're making an application. The amount of code that you're writing using Java with Kotlin, you will be writing 40% lesser code than Java that you write in Java. So it's really less code. You don't have to worry about, okay, oh my God, for a single thing I'm writing, like 100 lines of code. You don't have to worry about that. And it's really, really very easy to read the code. It's not so complex. It's very easy. And the second part is, yeah, obviously safer code. In whenever you choose a programming language, like you're working on a production level code, so you have to be, you have to think, okay, so I am writing this code. It's going to be my, my dream application that I'm going to build. So what happens if my code gets leaked? It has bugs in it. So what's then? I have to debug the entire code base, from the beginning. So with Kotlin, you don't have to worry. With Kotlin, we have such a great amount of tools that it makes the debugging part very easy. The third part is, yeah, interoperable with Java. So, Kotlin is derived from Java actually, like its parent language is Java. So between these two languages, Kotlin and Java, you can intershare, you can share many functions, you can share modules, you can share methods, you can share even every and single idea that you are having with Java, you can share, between them. So the next thing is, yeah, obviously multi-platform support. So if a person is using, if he's using a MacBook, he has an macOS installed on it, he can even code on that. If he has Linux machine, he can code on that, and obviously in Windows he can code on that. And yeah, big community. So if you're making an application, you're stuck somewhere, okay, now I'm not able to understand, like, how to get it work. So you can ask the community, and the community will definitely help you. We have such a diverse community in in the programming world of Kotlin. And the last part is, yeah, it's easy to learn. That's it. So let's move on. Yeah, and one more thing, guys. Let me before I go forward, let me tell you. These days, literally every industry, literally every company, even the startups these days, they're taking Kotlin as the first language. They're focusing on it so much that they're taking it as the first language to create their application in their office or in their company. So, like, more than Java, Java is like, it's been, we have been learning Java from decades. It's been there for decades, but still, Kotlin is, it's preferred more than Java. So okay, so guys, before we go forward, if you have any doubts regarding this, what I'm talking about, the Kotlin thing, you can definitely ask the questions in the comment section. My colleague Krishnan will be answering you guys. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, as my colleague Krishnan told you, that we will be, running the application, running the code part in the Kotlin playground. So you can, you can go to this link, https://play.kotlin.lang.org. You can go to it, and you can just simultaneously, code with me. It'll be fun. Yeah. So one second. Okay, just 1 second. I will share the link with you all, guys. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, so guys, I have shared the playground link in the comment section. You can check it from there. Okay, so let's move forward. Yeah, so the topics to be covered today in our Kotlin session will be, yeah, we'll be talking about the print function, printing any statement, a number, anything. And the second will be going for the variables and data types. And the third one will be the conditional statements. And the fourth one will be functions, parameters, and return types. And then classes, and we'll be wrapping it up with collections. Okay. So first thing, printing a statement. So you might be thinking, okay, what I'm seeing this, fun, fun, main, println, hello world. So what is this thing? This 3 lines, this brackets and all this stuff. So let me explain you. Don't worry, it's very easy. Let me explain you. The thing that you're seeing over here, the fun, fun, it's not that fun happiness thing. It's just a keyword, okay, which is telling you that this block, this entire block, this entire thing is a function. This entire block, it's starting from here and it's ending over here. This entire block is a function, okay? And let me tell you, it's very important for every programming language. You need to understand this, that this main function is the starting point of your application, the execution, the compiler. which is going to execute your entire program, the compiler will start your execution from this main function. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you can see this print ln. Okay, this is ln is the abbreviation for line. Okay, yeah. So print ln hello world. So what is this statement is going to do? It's going to print you hello world in the screen. Okay, yeah. So let me just quickly demonstrate in the playground. Let me switch back to playground. Yeah. So now this is the the overview of the playground. So I will make a simple main function. And we will just print just hi from DSC. Yeah, sounds cool. So if I run it, see this. Yeah, see, it's not displayed hi from DSC. Okay, so let me go back to the presentation. Yeah, cool. Okay. Next, we have the variables and data types. So, okay, so what is a variable? Okay, it's not so hard to understand what a variable is. Just take an example of a box. Okay, just an empty box, and you want to put something in the box. Okay, so consider empty box, and you want to put some apples in it. Okay, so that box is your variable. Okay, and that apple is your value that you assign to that box, that you are keeping inside that box, and that value is also called the data types. Okay, the type of the type of thing. So in our session we'll be studying about the integer type, the floating type, and the character type, the long type, and the double type. So this was all about the variables and data types. Let's move on. Yeah, okay guys, before I move forward, let me tell you a very important thing in Kotlin. So we have a thing like mutable variables and immutable variables. Okay, so let me tell you like what's mutable variable is. you know uh, okay, let me tell you this, let me explain you this thing. Okay, see, this counter thing you're seeing, this thing is a variable name. Okay, this is a variable counter. Okay, and this is a keyword, var. Var is a keyword. So we have declared a counter variable, and this variable is expecting a value of integer type to be put in it. Okay, so your apple is 5 here, and the box is counter. Okay, so now, okay, so you have declared this variable once. Okay, you have assigned 5 to it, it's cool. Now if you again want to reassign this counter variable with some other value, you want to put like counter equals to 0 or counter equals to 1. Okay, so that won't, that's not a big deal. You can do it. You can reassign as many as time you want. You can reassign the variables with some different values. But immutable variable is just the opposite. Once you're declared a variable, once you have kept the apples in a box, you cannot keep oranges or mangoes in that box again. It's only for that apple that you have kept before. Okay, so see, for immutable variable we have val, not var. It's val, name, and it's expecting a value of string. And yeah, see, we have with columns, we have written Rebecca. So let me quickly demonstrate you in the playground what's this about. Yeah, so I'm going to write a simple code. Okay, like let me declare some numbers like num for number, num equals to 4, and we are going to print this number. Yeah, so if I run the code, yeah, see, 4 is displayed. So now if I again want to reassign this num with some other number like num, like num equals to like 6. Okay, and if I again want to print it, see, 4 is printed first and 6 is printed again after that. Okay, but see what happens when I change it to VAL, that's immutable variable. Yeah, see, I've changed it VAR from to VAL now. Okay, so let's see what happens. See, we have the compiler has thrown an issue. It's an error. Like VAL cannot be reassigned. You know, see, we tried to reassign the variable. We tried to put some oranges in the box that's already full. We have already kept apples in it first, so we are trying to keep some oranges again in that box. So it's throwing an error. Okay, so now you have understood what's immutable thing. So let me get back. Yeah, so let's move forward. Yeah, now we have the conditional statements. So for conditional statements, there are many times in your application, you want to make some decisions, or you got a value from the user who is using your application, and you want to make some decisions on that, and you want the control of your application to go on that way that you want, that you want after making your decisions. So conditional statements does that part. It really decides the control flow of your application. That's it. So see, today we'll be talking about two keywords. Like it's almost three keywords. Like first we have if, and then we have else if, and then we have when. Okay, so let me tell you what if is. So see, consider we have a variable. Okay, we have a variable named score, and we have some value in it. Okay, so just imagine the user gave some value in it. Okay, we have like, okay, consider we have 10 in it. Okay, score is having a value of 10. So now we are going to check like whether score is less than 20. If score is less than 20, then we are going to print low. Else if this whole thing is wrong, we will check if score is less than 70, we will print medium. And else if this both the things are wrong, we are going to print high. Okay, so now let me quickly tell you about these things. Okay, so let me make a variable. I'm using var. Okay, it's var, it's a mutable thing. Yeah, so let me assign any variable m equals to okay, let's take 50. And now I'm going to check if num equals to if num is, we can check it's if it's less than or greater than. If num is greater than 20, we can print it's 20, it's less than 20. Else if it's greater than 20, we are going to print high, or else like yeah, high. So let me run this. See, we got high. So we assign our variable with a value 50, and we took some decisions. Okay, we first checked if num is less than 20. So it's not less than 20, it's greater than 20, obviously. Else then the control came over here. Once it saw this entire thing is wrong, the control came over here. Now it's printing high. So we got high. Okay, so let me go back. Yeah, so now the next thing comes is when. Okay, so many of you people might have been experienced with C++. In C and C++, we have a keyword called switch. You people might have been knowing what a switch is. So when is, it's exactly same as switch, but the syntax is a bit different, and that's all. But the rest of the thing, the entire work is same as switch. So consider we have a variable x. Okay, so now we are going to see, now we can check like whether x is 0. So if the value of x is 0, we are going to execute endgame function. Or if you don't want to execute, we will come to the functions part later. Okay, so if the value of x is 0, you can print anything. You can print, okay, x is 0. Okay, and if the value of x is 1, we can tell, okay, print it's 1. And if x is 2, we can print, x is 2. Okay, so let me quickly tell you these things. So yeah, I'm taking the same variable num. So yeah, so let me write when num. We're going to make the decisions on num. So if num is 20, we are going to print it's 20. Cool. Or else, if num is 50, we are going to display it's 50. Cool. So that's one. Yeah. See, it's we have got an output of it's 50. So we assigned a variable with the value 50. We made we made some checks. We made some decisions. Okay. Like if it's 20, we are going to print it's 20. But our num is 50, so we got an output of it's 50. Okay, so it's really simple like that. Okay, so let me come back. Yeah, so the next thing is, yeah, functions, parameters, and return type. Okay, so like a good developer, a good programmer, he will always try to break up his code, his entire code, in different, in different segments, so that if a third person read his or her code, they don't find it very difficult to read it, so it makes it easy. So see, so functions, it does a very good job. It makes your entire program so neat and clean, so that it becomes more easy to understand. Okay, so now, yeah, so see, first we have a main function, as I told you earlier, fun fun. So this tells you that this entire, starting from here and ending over here, this entire block of code is a function. We have declared two variables again with var, so these two are mutable. So we have again declared. So num1 is having a value of 5 and num2 is having a value of 6. Okay, and we have again declared again another variable called res for result. So this variable is going to catch the value that we are going to return from it. Okay, so I'm going to explain you that slowly, don't worry. Yeah, so equal to add parenthesis num1 and num2. So what this means is we are calling our add function. See, we have made another function over here. We are calling that add function, and we are passing num1 and num2. We are passing these two values, these two variables to that function. Okay, and the value that we are going to return from this function back to this, out to the main function, res is going to catch it, and we are going to print it. Okay, yeah. So let me explain the add function. Fun fun add. Now you see a colon int, b colon int. So let me tell you what this is. A is a variable, okay, and it's expecting a value of integer type. And similarly, b is a variable, it's expecting a value of integer type. Okay, so see there we are sending num1 and num2, and these are of type int. Cool. Now, okay, so obviously we have to return, we are going to add these two numbers, and we have to return the value, right, the added value back. So now this function is telling that, okay, see, you have declared me, so now I am going to return a value which should be of type int. So we are writing colon int, and we are going to start the block of code. Okay, so simple. See, it's just simple addition. We are creating a variable c equal to a plus b. We are going to add these two numbers. We are going to save the value of c, and we are going to return c. So when it's returned, the value will go over here. The value will go inside res, and we are going to print res. Cool. So this was all about functions, parameters, and return type. And next we have, yeah, the classes. Okay, so this is one of the most important parts in programming. Okay, so let me tell you what classes is. Classes, it's nothing but a collection. Okay, let me give you a real life example. The Indian cricket team, so, and the players in it, Rohit Sharma, Dhawan, Virat Kohli. So the entire cricket team is a class. Okay, and we have another thing called objects. Okay, and the objects are its team members. Virat Kohli, Dhawan, Rohit Sharma, they are the objects. So these objects are defining the class. These players are defining their Indian team. You know, yeah. So it was class. It's just like a collection of objects, nothing else. It's nothing so difficult. So see, we have declared a class. The class name is CLSS. This is a keyword. Okay, you're telling the compiler that I'm going to declare a class, and the name of the class is square, and we have declared a value. Just keeping this in mind, we are using immutable values over here. Okay, we have declared a value side, and this side value is, it's expecting of integer type thing, to be returned to it. Next, we have declared another value s, and we are assigning it with square 10. I talked to you about the objects, right? Objects. So let me tell you what instance is. Whenever you create a class, okay, and whenever you create an object in a class, you need an instance. You need instance, so that you can use the objects, you can use the variables that are declared in the class. See, in this class we have declared a variable called side. Okay, so we are creating this instance so that we can print the value of side. See, s dot side, this is an operator, the dot operator, so that we can access the variables of the square class from this instance we have created. Okay, so that's a lot about classes, and let's go in our last topic. Yeah, the collections. Great. So collections are, it's just a group of elements. You can give it any name, elements, data types, anything. So it's just, it's a bunch, it's a collection, nothing else. So in Kotlin, we'll be focusing on these three collections. The first one is list, the second one is set, and the third one is map. So let me tell you what a list is. You might have seen in Python, in C, C++, in Java, and even in Dart. So in that area we have a thing called arrays, which it's a heterogeneous thing, homogeneous values of elements, homogeneous collection of elements. It's just similar to that. Just the name is different. It's list over here in Kotlin, and it's arrays in other programming languages. So see, we have declared a variable name numList, okay, with VL. So keep in mind, this is immutable, so we cannot reassign the same variable with other numbers and data. So yeah, cool. So now we are telling that we are going to insert in this variables a list of elements, and those elements are 1, 2, 3. So now your num list contains these elements. Okay, and as you might know, in arrays, every element in your array is it's being known by an index number. And you can access each and every element in an array with an index number. So it's same. While you declare it, your every element has been assigned an index number. So you cannot see that index number. It's done internally by the compiler. So the 1 is having an index number of 0, the 2 is having an index number of 1, and the 3 is having an index number of 3. So whenever you want to display the elements, you have to do it through the indices. The indexes, those are assigned to it. Okay, cool. So next, move on to the next part, that is a set. Set is nothing, just it's a part. You can tell it like it's an unordered collection of elements or data types. So it's just similar to list. We have the elements 4, 5, 6, and it's being stored in a variable called numset. And last, we have a map. Okay, so map is a bit, it's a bit tricky topic when we will explore more about it in future. But it's simple, nothing is impossible, nothing is difficult, everything is easy. So let me tell you what a map is. Map basically contains the elements, in a key pair, in a key value pair. like let me tell you, over here you can see like A to 10, B to 10, B to 20, B to 30. So these things, these 10, 20, 30, these are the values in your map. Okay. And this A, B, D, and these are the keys. These will identify your values. So A will identify 10, B will identify 20, and again B will identify 30. Okay, so that's all with the Kotlin basics. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. I will definitely answer. So, okay, Krishnan, buddy, back to you. You can take it from here.
Thank you, everyone. Hello. Yeah, so I hope you all have enjoyed the session. Yeah, I guess so. Now the hard part is over. This is the hard part here, learning the basics of a programming language. As you are completely new to the programming language, or it's new, I know, because it's like we have only small amount of time. We could cover the concepts of the direct programming language of Kotlin. We understand it. That's why we have given you the portal access. We have the WhatsApp group. We are here to guide you from every single step of the way. Okay, so you can contact us through WhatsApp, and then we have also posted the mail IDs here. If you want to mail us, you can mail us. It's just that the small amount of effort you take that matters. There are many people who are not attending this session. You are here. That's the first step. So now that you are here, you have taken a first step. Now you have to start pushing yourself. Start doing the portal exercises which we are giving. Once you are done with the portal, like once you are stuck anywhere there, you can come ask us again. We will also be conducting many upcoming events are coming regarding this Android, so that once you start learning there, once we also start conducting our events, when our event happens, if you have already studied, you can brush up the concept, understand it more clearly, or if you don't understand, we will help you learn the concepts here more clearly. And yeah, as many people asked, we will be sending the recorded link on the WhatsApp group. By tonight or tomorrow, you'll be getting it. We will be sending you the presentations we made, and more than that, we will also be helping you solve your questions anytime till January 25th. Until January 25th, you have time. So if you have any more doubts, you can just ask us now. Yeah. We will be talking about graphical user interface and all the things in the now in few minutes. Now that you have learned Kotlin programming, the basics of the Kotlin, now we will be diving into the Android application part. We will be opening an Android Studio app, creating the basic app layout. We will be saying you about what are views present there and everything. Yeah. So Abhinavan will be now the hard part is over. Now tighten your seat belts. Now it's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be so much fun to work on Android Studio. Like once you create an app, create an APK, test it in your phone, the feel you get, it's completely out of your mind. It's going to be really awesome. So at the end of today, now we will be teaching you to opening a new project in an Android Studio, creating a small user interface, adding a text, image, and a button to it. That's all we are going to do. And then we'll be showing you running it in an emulator, and then show you the live demonstration of it. So yeah, let's get the party started. Abhinavan, you can continue with the demo session. You can start explaining them about what's an Android Studio, how it works, and the components.
Okay, thanks a lot, Krishnan. Okay, so now the hard part is over. So let me take you to the Android Studio part. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. Is it visible, right, Krishnan?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me quickly boot up Android Studio. So now, okay, so I know you guys might have been bored by the presentations that I've been teaching you. So, nobody likes presentation, studying, everyone wants something practical, practical knowledge. So even me, I too don't like, studying from presentations. It's okay. It happens with everyone else. Okay, so now as now you have seen, the basics of, the Kotlin, cool. So now let's move on to Android Studio. So I guess you guys have installed Android Studio. Okay. So if you haven't, don't worry. We'll be sharing you in the WhatsApp group. We will be sharing you the links. How to install Android Studio, how to configure it. How to add the extension of Kotlin to it. Don't worry. We'll be helping you. We got your back. So now let's create an application. Okay. So once you open Android Studio, this is the first page you're going to see. Okay. So over here, you're going to see the list of projects, the previous projects that you have made. And this one, over here, you're going to see the version number. I'm using 4.1.1, which is the latest version. And then we have, you have an option for creating a new project. Sorry. And then you can create a shorter project. Okay. You can open an existing project. You can go from version control, you can provide a debug in APK, and you can import project, and you can import, another code sample. Don't worry, I know I'm rushing with these topics, but I'm going to explain them in the later on. Okay. Okay. So let's start. Yeah. So, let me just increase the size of this page. Yeah. So now you are seeing, many templates. So these are called templates. Okay. So see, every application, okay, has a template. Okay. You know, it can be a no. You see, the first one is no activity. If you begin your project with no activity, you'll be, there will be, it's going to be an, empty. Your entire code base is going to be empty, and you have to add the, if you want to add any files, folders, you can do it. This is the no activity thing. And the basic activity is, it's just a, a simple layout. You'll be having a floating action button. By floating action button, I mean, let's take the example of a Gmail app. In the Gmail application, in the bottom right corner, you can see, start conversation, or just add, draft mail. You can see a button hovering on the screen. So yeah, it's just like that. Okay. Yeah. So that's the basic activity and the bottom navigation activity. So this template will allow you to create an application with the bottom navigation part. Okay, so that you can, it makes it so easy, so that you can swipe up the pages, and you can swipe the top level views. So let me give you an example for this too, so that it's scripts. So take the example of Spotify application, the music application. In Spotify, once you open Spotify, in the bottom hand corner, you can see, many options called home, search, your library, premium. That entire toolbar, that entire thing is called bottom navigation. Whenever you click on anything, like, you click on home, you go to a other view, you go to a different page. When you click search, you go to a different page. And when you click your library, you go to a different page. And when you go to premium, you go to a different page. So that what bottom navigation does. So let's go to empty activity. Yeah. So empty activity, it's just, it's a blank activity. It's fully blank. You have to add, like, we will be adding everything that is required. So, empty activity allows us to create the entire thing from scratch. That's it. So, and for today's event, we'll be using, we'll be going from this very scratch, and we'll be starting from empty activity. Yeah. So next is full screen activity. Yeah. So, full screen activity, this template, it creates an app that alternates between a primary full screen view and a view with a standard user interface, and this is the default. The full screen view will be the default one. And, the user who is using your application can activate the standard view by touching the device screen. Okay, so that's always full screen activity. And Google AdMob, as the name suggests, whenever you create an application, you get irritated by those ad popping up on your screens. Yeah, so the developers do it from this thing, Google AdMob ads activity. So yeah, Google Maps activity. So as the name suggests, you create a maps application. You want to make a tracking application. You just take an example of Uber. You just see the entire map in Uber. The map interface. The entire map interface is made from Google Maps activity. So the next thing we have the login activity. So the login activity is just as the name suggests. You will be having a login page where you have to insert your email ID, you have to insert your password, and there will be a simple submit button. That's it. And then we have the master detail flow. So this is don't get confused by the name. Oh my god, it's such a big name. It's very simple. you know this template, it allows you to create an app that has both an item list display, different various items, and a display for the details of for an individual item. Okay, yeah. So next part is the navigation drawer activity. So yeah, again, let's take the example of Gmail application. Whenever you swipe up from the left hand side, swipe up from the screen from the left hand side, you can see, you can see the primary, you can see all mails, you can see the draft, the send, the outbox, the entire layout is the navigation drawer activity. It's just an extension which expands from the left, or it can be even on the right of the screen, and it usually appears in addition to the regular app. Next we have the settings activity. It's just the settings. It will be just a settings page. Your app will be open with a setting page. It's simple, like increasing, changing your profile pic and all those stuff. It's just simple settings page that you experience in other apps. And yeah, scrolling activity, let me give you an interesting example. It's a real app example. Let's take example of WhatsApp. Okay, in WhatsApp, whenever you want to explore someone's profile in WhatsApp, you click on the name or the number, and when you scroll down to see their status, or if you want to see their number, okay, you scroll down and you see there's an animation. The entire pic, the entire DP of there gets collapsed up. You see that, right? Yeah, so that happens with the scrolling activity. The developers use the scrolling activity to use that animation. Cool, right? Yeah. So next is tabbed activity. So in tabbed activity, we have various tabs. Let's take example of you can take the example of WhatsApp. So in WhatsApp, you have various tabs on the top. You have chats, you have status, you have calls. Yeah, so it's just similar to that. We will be creating an application with with that user interface. And the last one, and the second last is fragment and view model. It's basic fragments. We'll be using fragments and different various view models. We don't require these two things, okay, for the time being. Okay, yeah. So, and see, even you like, see, if you want to create, okay, good. If you're making an application for phone or tablet, you can do it, and you can even make this your application for Wear OS. For the watches, the Android watches, you can make it on that, and you even you can make your application for the Android TV. If you have a TV on home, you can create an application, and you can deploy it to your TV to test it on TV. And yeah, you can also do it for automotive. By automotive I mean, in your cars you have the small screen in your car, from where you can talk to, you see the GPS, you play music. You can make an application even for that. And yeah, Android things, this is the IoT, the Internet of Things. You can even embed your code for that. So yeah, for today's session we'll be using the empty activity. So let me quickly choose the empty activity and let me go forward. Yeah. Okay, now. So we have chosen the empty activity and name. So let me quickly give a name to our app. So let me give my first app. Cool. My first app with Kotlin. Cool. Now the next thing is package name. Whenever you will be creating your application in the production level, okay, like you want to deploy it to the Play Store, you want to earn some money from the ad things. So in that market, in the Play Store, your entire app, your entire package, your entire, the entire history, the entire A to Z of your application will be known by this package name. This is very important. The .com example, first app with Kotlin, this is who you are in the Play Store. Okay. Yeah. And the second part, and the third part is, yeah, save location. Just browse if you want to, if you want to save the application that you're creating in some other place, you can browse the location from here and you can click on OK. So I'm saving it in my C drive, in my desktop, my first application. And yeah, language. So we can either choose Java or Kotlin. So today for this session, we will be obviously using Kotlin. So I choose Kotlin. Yeah. And the next and the most important part in this event is understanding what is an SDK. Okay. So let me tell you, uh, whenever you are making an application, you're writing your code, you're deploying it, you're compiling it, you're deploying it to your machine, you're deploying it to your phone to debug it. That's cool. But have you ever imagined who is like, what are the tools, what are the libraries, who is making this possible, who is compiling everything, you know so then comes the developer tools, the developer kit. So in our Android Studio, we have two types of developer kits. The first one is the SDK, which is the abbreviation for software development kit, and the next we have the NDK, which is the native development kit. So let me tell you what these two are. So for the SDK, it's just nothing. It's a collection of various tools, various libraries, guides, modules, and documentations, editorials, compilers. This adds the cherry of on top for your application. They are your helpers, which makes it possible to run your application. That's it. And SDKs are not only for Android, it's for every platform. So like, let me give you an example. Okay. So, okay, you're creating Android application, cool. So now if you want to make an iOS application, like you have a iPhone, you want to create apps for the iOS. Okay. So now we even have an iOS SDK. Okay. For that. So that's all for SDK. And the second part is NDK. So, okay, we are using Kotlin, we are using Java, but what happens is sometimes nothing comes, nothing is 100% advantageous. There is some that 0.1% lags. You can tell the backdrops of every programming language. So to deal with these stuffs in our programming language in Java, or you can take Kotlin, you know we have to use the native tools. We have to use some tools that are which can handle these limitations. By limitations, I mean it can be anything. It can be memory management limitations, it can be it can be a time error flaw, it can be anything. Okay. So NDK is for that. It's usually used if you want to make because Android Studio always it also gives you a chance to use C and C++ in the development. Yeah, that sounds cool. So yeah, so without NDK you cannot do it. So NDK helps in that. So yeah, and one more thing, API levels. Yeah, this is more important. API levels. So see, here you can see we are having for API 16 Jelly Bean, we have 4.2 Jelly Bean, 4.3 Lollipop. So this tells you on which your application is going to be built, on which platform. So if I choose, like, see, I have chose Nougat, that is 7.0, which has an API level of 24. If I choose Nougat, that means each and every device on this planet who is having Nougat till Nougat, okay, can run this device, can run my application, not after that. If someone has, if someone has 7.1, if they have Oreo, they have Pi, they have Android Q, they cannot run my application. Okay. So we are going to restrict our app to be only used till 7.0. So for today's event, we are doing 7.0, but you can do anything. You can use Jelly Bean, you can use Oreo, you can use Pi, you can use Q, you can use R, which is going to be the upcoming Android, the OS. Yeah, cool. So let me tell you what's an API. API is it's an application programming interface. it tells you, like, whenever you're installing any app, right, in your application, like in your phone, like let it be any app, you know then you might have seen these errors: app not supported, cannot package this application. That happens when your Android version is not compatible with the app's version, the apps built on that particular version. So API does that. Cool. Okay, so everything done. Okay, let's hit finish. Hmm.
One
Yeah.
second, bro. Let me just clear it out here. Many people are asking what is the minimum level, what's minimum value. So
Yeah.
the thing is, minimum level is the minimum requirement with which it will support. Okay. After that, if you are using an higher version other than this, it will support for that also. Minimum version will support this and the versions above that versions. You get my point, right? So that's how it is. So many people are asking this, so this is how it works. Thank you. You can continue with the session, bro.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Krishnan. Okay, yeah. So yeah, my application is created. Okay, so don't panic. I will explain you everything. Okay. So see, whenever you create a project on Android Studio, this is going to be the first page that you're going to witness. Okay, this entire page. So first, let me tell you the app, the project structure. So yeah, see, these are the files. Okay, this entire thing. These are the files that we are going to, work on. And first, I'm going to talk about the manifest file. This, yeah. So whenever you create an application, you give the application, you declare some permissions, because you have seen whenever you install an application, it asks, should I permit, this app wants to access your location, this app wants to access your storage, yeah, those permissions, the developer, the company, those permissions are defined over here, this block. Okay, so permissions are defined over here in the manifest file. And next we have the Java folder. In the Java folder, we have the main activity. Okay, so it's a component, So in this main activity.kt means .kotlin. This means, this is the backbone. Just consider it. Okay, this is the backbone of your application. Entire, A to Z, each and every code that is going to be in your app, the main code, the main framework, the main backbone of your application starts from here, the main activity. Okay, yeah. So next part, we have the resource folder. In the resource folder, we have durables. Let me tell you what a durable is. If you want to, in your application, you want to add any pic. Okay, you want to add any, any picture, you want to add any GIF, okay, so you can add it over here. Okay, in this folder, durables. And the layout file, yeah, the layout file, let me show you how it looks like. Yeah, so see, this is going to be your application phase. This is going to be your app phase. See, it's pretty simple, I know, because we haven't done anything yet. So see, it just prints hello world. I know, cool, right? So yeah, so this is your layout. Okay, so this is how your app is going to look on the phone. Okay, and if you're going to see the code of it, let me show you the code. Yeah, see, this is the XML file, hypertext markup language you might have studied in school. Yeah, so this is the XML file, activity underscore main.xml. So this file is responsible, this entire code, this code is responsible to handle the layouts in your application, yeah. So see, we have, like, let me tell you, yeah, see, you have the hello world thing, it's a string. It's just simple text view, for this. See, if I'm clicking on it, this thing gets highlighted. So the system is trying to tell me that you have given a text view. So this is a simple text view where you can display any text, your name, a number, anything, so that's it. So see, we have given the width, the height, and the text as hello world. That's it. Okay, cool. Yeah, now as we're done with activity layout folder, let me tell you what's the map. Okay, yeah. So see, map, this folder basically considers, like, if you're making an application and you want to add any icon to it, every app has an icon, right? It makes it, it makes it more special to look. Yeah, so if you want to add any custom icon for your application, you can add the png file to this folder, to this map folder. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. And yeah, values. Okay, so first we have 3 files and both of them are .xml. So let me tell you what the colors.xml is. See, you can see various lines. So these lines tell you that we are going to use these colors, we are going to use purple. These are different shades of purple, 200, 500. It's just telling you the intensities of purple, yeah. Purple 500, purple 700. So it tells you that we are going to use these colors in our application. Okay, not so if you see, if you want to add your own custom color, so see, if you don't want to use white, black, you can remove it and you can add your own color over here. And strings is, see, each and every text in our application we have to define it. Okay, so like, see, our app name is defined over here, first app with Kotlin, just like that. So let me close this. Yeah, and the last part is themes. Yeah, simple. Like, you might have seen these days the applications are coming, with the dark mode. Cool, right? Yeah. So the best thing is you can now add the dark mode to your own application. This themes.xml handles that part. The entire theme, how your app is going to look, the shades, the colors, the primary colors, the secondary colors, the swatches, everything. This .xml handles it. And the last thing is the Gradle scripts. Okay, first let me tell you what's a Gradle. A Gradle is, it's just a collection of codes, rules, different libraries, which compiles. It has the power, it has its own rules, it has the powers to compile your entire application. Okay, because see, whenever you press the play button over here, the Gradle build will start running. So now the Gradle is, it's compiling your entire application. So it's that. So in the build.gradle, see, yeah. So in the build.gradle file, you can see, you will find, many implementations and all the stuffs. So let me tell you what these things are. Don't panic. So see, let me tell you, let's take an example. We are making an application that that is, that is going to display some YouTube, that's going to display some YouTube video, okay, in your app, directly from YouTube. Okay, so for that we have to tell, right, to our application that, okay, application, we are going to use a service from YouTube and we are going to implement in our app. Okay, so those implementations, those extensions we are going to add over here. Okay, yeah, cool. So that was all with the build.gradle, that part. Now let me tell you about an interesting thing called AVD, and it's application for Android virtual device. So let me tell you how to create one. So you can see the button over here, the small button with the, the head of Android robot. It's the AVD manager. Yeah. So let me tell you what's an AVD. AVD is just it's an emulator. It's a virtual device, Android virtual device. So many times, if you don't have your phone beside you, so okay, oh my god, I don't have my phone. Now I cannot, I cannot test my application, how it looks in the real world, how it's going to be looking in my real phone. Okay, so AVD backs you up there. So see, I am already having an AVD, which I'm already having a Pixel 3a. Okay, so we can create another one. Okay, so let me create another virtual device. So you can click on create virtual device. Yeah. So now you can create any, you can select any device. For me, I'm going to choose Pixel 3a. Of course, I love that phone. And click on next. Yeah. So now over here, you can just select that which Android version your emulator is going to run on. So for me, I'm going to run it on Q, Android Q, but you can choose anything, you can choose R, Pi, Oreo, Nougat, it can be anything. So I'm going to choose Q and next. Yeah. So now you can name your AVD, okay? So let me name my AVD. Yeah, my AVD, cool. Yeah. So now you can change, you can change settings, you can change, the size of your phone. So our size of the phone will be 5.6 inches and it's going to run on Android 10 and we are going to use portrait mode and graphics. It's automated, so we'll leave it as default and let's click finish. Yeah, see, now it's created. So yeah, so the name of the AVD is my AVD and we have the resolution as 1380 and 440 dpi and it will run on API 29 and the Android version is Android 10 and it's a 86-bit CPU and yeah, size on the disk. So size on disk means we have allocated 513 megabits of our RAM to this AVD, okay, for it to perform. So cool. So see, if I run this now, just give me 5 seconds to switch on. Yeah, see, this is my virtual phone on which I'm going to test my application. It's booting. Yeah, see, now our emulator has loaded. So it's just like a normal phone, but it's it's virtual. That's it. You can surf Chrome on it and etc. So now, so don't worry, guys, because I will tell you one thing. Emulator, it consumes a big chunk of CPU power and RAM. So if you can't afford running an emulator on your system, you don't have to worry. You can do it through USB tethering. Okay, you can connect your device through USB to your app to your phone and you can run it on that. So everything will be sending the details further in our WhatsApp group. Okay, so you will find everything. You don't panic. Okay, we will be sending you each and every detail on our WhatsApp group. Okay, so that was with the AVD. So now, okay, so now let me tell you about the SDK manager. Okay, so let me open it. So it's just like a market for your IDE. Okay, it's just like a simple market. So over here you can install different various versions of Android. Android 10, you can do it Android 10, Android 9, Android 8, anything. And these are the platforms. And if you go to SDK tools, yeah, see, so these are the SDK tools that I was talking about before. Yeah, so see, you have the NDK, you have the Google USB driver, you have the Google Play services. So for me it's installed. So for you, I guess it won't be installed once you freshly download Android Studio. So you can just click on it, and you can click apply. So for me it's already installed. So yeah, so that was all for SDKs. And let me show you the plugins. Yeah, so now, okay, so now you are working with your application and you want some third-party support. So you want Flutter support, you want some ADB support. Okay, so you can search for it. So for me, I will just write dot. Yeah, see, I got it. And you can just click on install. For me, dot is installed already. You can click on it and you can install it on your system. That's it. It's so simple. So that was all about plugins. And yeah, so now let me tell you about the version control thing. Okay, so see, whenever you are creating an application, okay, so you're installing an app. So consider you are using the Netflix application. Okay, so you find out some different updates, right? Like in every week they roll out some updates, huh? Like to control the versions of your application. Yeah, so that is done through version control. Okay, so you can see this PCS, right? Yeah, you can do it from here. Okay, yeah. So that's it. And let me quickly tell you about the image view and the button that we're going to use today. So yeah. So see, I have told you what's in text view, and let me show you what's a button. So you can see these are the widgets. Okay, these are the widgets that we are going to use. So the first one is button. So I'm just going to click it and drag it to the screen. Yeah, see, yeah, it's simple. It's just a simple button. That's it. And yeah, we're going to work on image view. We're going to drag it. Yeah, and yeah. So over here, image view is just simple. It's just used to display images in your app. So for me, I don't have an image right now, so I'm just okay, yeah, cool. So I'm just selecting the default image of this guy with a no mouth and nose. Okay, yeah, cool. So you see, this is the image. Okay, cool. So now see, you have dragged it. Okay, cool. Now if you go to the coding part, yeah. So see, it's already been added. Cool, right? Yeah. So let me constrain it really quick. Guys, don't panic the things that I'm doing. My colleague Krishna is going to explain it in his the next session, in which he's going to make an application. So yeah, cool, nice. So now let us just try running this application. So I'm just click on play. Yeah, see, Gradle build running. So now Gradle is compiling our entire application. So just wait for some seconds, few seconds for the app to be built. Yeah, cool. So yeah, so we are not seeing the image. Okay, yeah, see, this is a very important thing. Okay, you have to be very precious with your layouts. Okay, so if your layouts are not good, you won't see the widget as I'm not seeing this right now in my screen. Okay, so see, we have the hello world, the text, and the button. So see, if I click on the button, it's clickable, right? So it doesn't function because we haven't added any function. So my colleague Krishnan will be explaining you that. So yeah, so thank you guys. So that was all from my side. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, my colleague Krishnan will be doing it from now. Okay, Krishnan, you're up, buddy.
Yeah, hello. Thanks everyone for being here. It's been a very fantastic evening for all of us. Um, yeah, as we have limited amount of time, we still able to show you what's the basics of Kotlin. You would have now familiarized how the layout of Android Studio is, what are all the components present in the Android Studio, what are all the files present in the Android Studio, what is an AVD manager, how the AVD manager runs, and also you would have gotten an idea about APK, SDK levels, what is the minimum requirements, how it works, etc. Yeah, so we will post all the links, what are all the links we said, a link for our main portal, link for the Kotlin playground, our WhatsApp group link, everything will be posted. Thanks everyone for being here. We'll be conducting sessions again and again till January 25th. Yeah, as we have our exams now in the December, we will be starting, reboosting our sessions from January. So stay tuned. I am very happy to see many first years are here. It's the first step you have taken towards Android development. We'll be here through every step of the way. You can trust us. We'll be sending you all the links. Just stay here. We'll be sending you a link for feedback. Once you're done with the feedback, then you can